Hey guys, welcome to Lighthouse Learning. Today I'm going to tell you how to crack NEET chemistry entirely by self study by not going to coaching. Well, the first question is, what's the maximum possible score which can be obtained in chemistry entirely by self study? Well, the answer for this is 180 on 180. Among the three subjects, actually four subjects, this is the only subject where you can score entire full marks, 100% marks. So focus on this subject to get really good score entirely. So let's get started. So for people who are studying at home by self study by not going to any coaching institutes, the first primary requirement is to have a lot of preparatory materials. Well, reference materials you should have for theory separately and for practicing questions separately. And another one important thing which I would emphasize is whenever you're gonna buy some books or some reference material, always ensure that you're buying with solutions. Okay, ensure that the questions have got solutions, especially for practice books, because if you don't have any solution for the particular question, you searching it by googling and all, it'll take a lot of time and it's a total time waste. So always ensure that the practice books are with solutions. And number 3 is be clear with your strategy. Always what you do, whenever you're looking at a video like mine, what you do, just collect the ideas and finally devise your own strategy. Just because someone says it, don't follow it blindly. Okay, this is very, very important. It determines the success. Okay, so always be clear with your strategy. For example, if your strategy is to study only NCRT and only solve one practice book, just stick with that. Just because I'm saying or your teacher is saying that solve this practice book entirely, then finish this, then go for the next book, don't do all such thing. Just understand your capability and your limits and devise your strategy accordingly. Okay, so let's get into the core of the strategy, which is for the first one is for physical chemistry. Physical chemistry, as all of you know, it's more about solving and practicing questions. Okay, it has got a bit less to do with the theory part. Yes, you have got some lessons like surface chemistry, solid state. These lessons you'll have to and solutions also. You'll have to study the theory in NCRT from NCRT. But otherwise, it's more of solving questions. So the practice books which I would recommend are NCRT Solutions by Arihant. So why what's the first requirement for you is to buy this book, because you may think that just because it's in NCRT, you cannot neglect. Okay, so if you have this NCRT Solutions by Arihant, the advantage is that you need not solve every question. Just you can look at the answer, like the solution, the steps involved, and just go on and move on to the next question. So I would specifically emphasize on buying this book, NCRT Solutions. I had this of Aryan Publications. The second practice book is NCRT Exemplar. I had of MTG publications. It was really good. I bought this publication like MTG's because it has got questions separately and answers at the end. So that I used practicing exemplar questions for testing my level of understanding of NCRT. Okay, so that was my number 2 practice book. Coming to the third practice book, which is past year chapter wise question papers. Okay, I had of MTG again. So it has got a compilation of chapter wise questions of the past 32 or 31 previous years. Okay, you can neglect some models like which are asked in 1990s and all, you can neglect. But again, it's to be on safer side, you practice all of them. Okay, so past year chapter wise questions are really important for physical chemistry. It gives you an idea of the level of difficulty so that you don't, go to the toughest level in the mindset of mastering the chapter. So have an idea. Okay. Next, number 4 book is OP Tandon by GRB Publications. So this book is really good for people for people who are going to study entirely by their own. You need a book with solution, right? And solution which is appropriate, which is got step by step. So in this book I have found that the solutions are crystal clear and it's easy to understand. if you don't know any question. So OP10 is really good for people who want to practice solving questions on their own. I would recommend this book. And number 5 book is N is again a good book. I had the NEET version of it, and this book has got solutions. But yeah, but OP10 is better, I would say. But Navasti is also good. It has got two sections in the NEET edition, and yeah, you can go for either. You should go for these books are available in online. You can just download the ebook of it and just see which suits you better and buy it finally. But again, I would say that don't entirely rely on this online thing. You buy it as a hard copy. It saves a lot of time. Okay, coming to the theory books for physical chemistry. So the number one theory book is NCRT again. So study NCRT for concepts. Every concept is given very clearly, and no other book has got this much clear concept. Okay, so first, primarily focus on NCRT for concepts, and another advantage of studying NCRT for concepts is that certain lessons like solutions, which have got like 50% probability of asking problem based questions, and 50% probability of asking theory based questions, you must study NCRT. So it'll if you study NCRT, it'll satisfy the requirement of studying the concepts as well as for theory based questions. Okay, so the number two theory book for physical chemistry, for a lesson like thermodynamics, which you feel it's really difficult to study from NCRT, each page, a lot of pages are there, you can go for OP Tandon. But I would say, don't study every theory concept from OP Tandon, just the concepts that you're not able to understand from NCRT, go for OP Tandon. Okay, OP Tandon has got, good collection of definitions and all. So yeah, you can go for OP Tandon for reference. And another book, number 3 book, is this Willy's Physical Chemistry. So again, this theory book I would suggest for people who like are totally, have got hatred towards physical chemistry. This book, really develops a lot of interest. It has got beautiful pictures, illustrations are there, redox reactions are beautifully explained. Yeah, so this book is mainly for understanding concepts and having a deep love towards the subject, towards this physical chemistry. So this book is good, but again, this is not actually required for NEET. But if you're not able to understand concepts from both NCRT and OP10, this should be a last resort. Okay, again, this is not a book for cracking an exam like NEET, but for understanding concepts, it's really good. I love this book. Okay, so ultimately, what you should do for physical chemistry, study theory from some chapter. Okay, majorly for class 11 physical chemistry, emphasize on practicing a lot of different variety of questions. Okay, after studying theory from NCRT have a basic, any lesson, you should not skip NCRT. Every lesson you should at least read it once. Okay, and highlight the points whichever you think it's important. Okay, first after having done that, go for practicing questions from either of the books which I had mentioned above. And NCRT solutions exemplar, I would really emphasize, especially if it'll help you to test how better you have understood the concepts. So it has got a lot of conceptual MCQs. So NCRT exemplar, not to be neglected. So all these books you can have, especially if you're going to study uh, by self studying. You'll have to have a lot of practice books. So these were the books which I would suggest. Some other resources which I would like to tell you for guidance is Pahul sir and Vedantu. I just knew him only. I liked his way of teaching concepts, so you can also try. Yeah, and another thing which I would like to tell you is that always stick to any one online resource which suits your way of learning. Okay, so for me, Pahul sir and Vedantu was really, a master teacher. Okay, and another thing is that don't waste time by watching a lot of videos for physical chemistry. It's all in your like the ball is in your court. You should only practice a lot of questions. not depend on some other teacher. Okay, so only solving problems is gonna help you. All right, and this is what, so ultimate the crux is that first, number one, study theory from and understand the concepts. Number two, highlight the important points given in ncrt. Okay, for example, in solution chapter you'll have or the criteria for ideal solution, so these are all important. Underline them with using a highlighter. Then come for solving problems, solve ncrt problems as well. Okay, or else at least give a read through the ncrt solutions and come to solve exemplar questions, or at least see the answers, see the steps involved, have a basic idea of the level of question and understanding of ncrt. Number three, solve the previous year paper. See if you are able to, you know, solve it, solve all the previously asked questions. Okay, then go for OP tandem or go for NVST. Solve them. As you solve each and every question, highlight the questions which you are not able to solve in the first attempt. That's it. After you're done with all these processes, after you have completed one chapter, give a test of 45 questions, with time set. For example, if your target is to finish chemistry within the first 40 minutes, then set a timer and try solve completing all the 45 questions within the 40 minutes, and day like week by week, or you know depending on the frequency of test, try to improve your time management skills. So for persons who are going to entirely learn by self study, this is really really important, giving a test at the end of each chapter. Okay, coming to the second part, which is your inorganic chemistry. So inorganic chemistry is a chunk of, this is really high scoring, I should say. No question is asked out of ncrt, so one and only ncrt, word by word for theory, just like biology you should study. And some lessons like D block and all, you may find that ncrt you're not able to understand it properly, so for that you can refer udan materials. Okay, repetitive reading is the only solution for inorganic chemistry. Just by one go, you cannot remember every stuff. You'll have to read again and again. So, for this, what you can do is you can stick charts on the wall. Okay, some things which you're forgetting. For example, after you're done with a chapter, what you do, you'll definitely have an idea of the points and the sentences which you're gonna forget, right? So just write them down or list them down and stick them on your wall every day. Just try to see and just study that. Okay, make mnemonics, make a lot of mnemonics, that's gonna help you some or the like other way in, even if it's like really bad mnemonic, but somehow make mnemonic. Okay, watch some videos for tricks. Okay, they are gonna help you because you're learning all by self study. These are all very important. Okay, uh, for especially for who are self learners, first you should concentrate on inorganic chemistry, then go for physical or organic. Inorganic chemistry should be your the top notch priority. Okay, the top priority should be given to inorganic chemistry because that's the highest scorer. Next is, yeah, you should always try to create a lot of tricks on your own way, like rather than watching videos you can also create yourself. Again, if it's time consuming, leave it. Okay, and make inorganic chemistry your strength. This is because even inorganic chemistry is really tough, I understand, because each and every line studying is not that easy. So always remember that known devil is better than unknown angel. However, even if it's difficult, you know everything is contained in ncrt. Only if you study that ncrt, it'll suffice, right? So be clear with that and focus on inorganic chemistry. So coming to the next thing, the practice books for inorganic chemistry. Again, inorganic chemistry, sometimes again and again studying the same lesson can be quite boring, so practice a lot of mcqs from a book and solve many question papers. For example, a lesson like P block in class 12 is really lengthy. So you can go for practicing MCQs. And for practicing MCQs, NCRT at your fingertips is really a good book. It has got topic wise questions, right? And yeah, inorganic exemplar questions are a must. Only by solving these exemplar questions, you will understand, you will come to know that your way of studying NCRT will not suffice. Okay, there is a lot more you'll have to give a reading. Okay, so solve exemplar questions. Then another one material which I found useful was Math on Go. There was a website, and they had got this topic wise NTA Abhyas conducted test series questions. So this NTA Abhyas, there is an app called NTA Abhyas. Last year they released this app, and you can solve a lot, give a lot of mock tests in this app. So this Math on Go website, what they have done, it's for JE actually. They have collected a lot of all the JE questions of the NTA Abhyas conducted test series and compile it into chapter wise. So it was easy for me to solve a lot of MCQs. I had got for strengthening some weak chapters, some additional MCQs I got. And another material which I used was Disha Publications previous year JE papers. These were also good. And again, one important thing to note, which I will really, really emphasize on, is whenever you see a question out of NCRT in inorganic chemistry, you can ignore them unless if it is present in your previous year NEET. If it's a previously asked NEET question, then remember that alone. Okay. So if you find a question which is out of NCRT in, let's say, in 2018 NEET paper, okay, for example, okay, and it's not given in NCRT, what do you do? See the solution and remember that. Remember that concept or write that down in the NCRT. Okay. Otherwise, other questions which you find in, mock test or whatever, you can ignore. Okay. So this is really important when it comes to practicing MCQs. Okay. So that was all about for inorganic chemistry. Study NCRT again and again. Solve. Okay, see the book back questions of inorganic, in text questions, pink color boxes, all the boxes. Okay, yeah, for those are all important. Especially that pink color box which is given in your class 11 chemistry book is really, really, really important. Pink color boxes top priority. Okay, never ever miss that pink color box. And yeah, inorganic book back is also important. Just go through it once, okay? It will not take much time. You have got the solutions, right? So go through it. So inorganic chemistry for self-learning, this should be your top priority. Coming to the next thing for organic chemistry, yeah, organic chemistry is a topic which for which guidance is needed. You need a proper teacher. And I used Pahul sir, as I had already told you, Pahul Gulati sir, and he was really good. He covered it from the basics, so you can watch his series. And for theory, the books which I used was, I struggled a lot in mastering organic chemistry. I used some foreign author books like Klen, Paula Yakenis, Bruce, Solomon and Freil. Okay, these books are there. Okay, they are good actually, but again, these are only for conceptual understanding. They're not gonna help you anyway in cracking NEET exams. So I'm just telling you, if you want to have a look at them, you can have, but I would not really recommend for cracking NEET exam. Next, coming to other list of Indian authors, I use this K.S. Verma Organic Chemistry's Engage publications for whoever wants to learn by themselves. You'll have to have some theory book. So for that, you can buy this book. This is good. Again, it has got some errors, but it has got some theory. That is what is the plus point. Usually organic chemistry books, they don't have theory, right? Here it has got. And you will definitely require some kind of coaching material or notes for organic chemistry. It's available on the internet. You can refer. Among them, I would suggest this resonance coaching modules are good. Resonance coaching module, they have got a lot of content, good content. Okay, so you can refer them. Theory part in resonance module is good. It has got everything which is required for MCQ solving. Coming to the practice part for organic chemistry, practice part, yeah, MS Chavan, as you all know, it's a very good practice book. It has got a lot of questions. Again, a lot of questions which are irrelevant to NEET as well. You can ignore them. But again, for mastering organic chemistry, MS Chavan is good. But the problem is it does not have any solution. So what you do whenever you're going to practice with this book, ignore the questions which you don't know. Just you can use this book for avoiding careless mistakes, because in organic chemistry what happens is we do a lot of careless mistakes. So for if you check with the answer itself, you'll find out the careless mistake which you have done, right? So you can use this book for, you know, reducing the amount of careless mistakes. Okay, otherwise for learning new things and all, this book does not have solutions. So yeah, it's a major drawback. Okay, coming to the next practice book, again previous year papers with solutions. These are must. Okay, for everything, previous year paper, NCRT exemplar, NCRT solution. These three are okay. These three are must. Okay. Next, coming to JE papers, you can also solve JE papers for organic chemistry. Certain questions are lengthy. If you find them difficult, ignore. Yeah, Disha publications, they have got a lot of books for boards, for JE and all. So you can refer any practice book of this publication. It has got answers like solutions, stepwise. So it is really good when it comes to solving books with solutions, because once you don't know the question, you can just refer the solution, right? So you can go for practicing from this book. And Bansal modules I have seen, they also have got for certain questions, they have got solution for the difficult questions. So they are also good for practicing, you know, topic wise, um, for mass, like practicing topic wise, chapter wise questions. Bansal modules are also good for organic chemistry alone. And exemplar questions, again, after you're done with NCRT, go for solving exemplar questions. It's good. So, finally, what I would like to tell you is organic chemistry is mastered only by practice. So, practice a lot of questions to avoid careless mistakes. Okay. Okay. So, finally, the ultimate strategy. If you feel difficult if you feel difficult solving MS Chavan, if you feel these all difficult, what you do? The simplistic approach is study NCRT theory. You can use Udan materials for reference. Okay. Solve each and every question given in NCRT, like in text, book back, everything. Then go for solving NCRT exemplar questions. Again, if you're not able to solve exemplar questions, go for previous year paper, like practice previous 32 year paper. Okay. Again, depends on your time, like how much time you have, what's your capability. Okay, what I would suggest is this is the flow. After solving each and every question in NCRT, solving or going through the solution book, then go for solving exemplar questions, either solving or looking at the answers like solutions. Then you can go for NCRT at your fingertips book, because it has got topic wise. And then coming to previous year papers with solutions. Okay, NEET previous year paper, not JE. First finish the NEET, then come to JE previous year paper. JE for questions that are very difficult in JE mains level, you can just skip them. Okay, don't go for JE advanced level. Previous year papers of JE, that's enough. So this is the flow which I would say for people who are learning by themselves without going to coaching. Coaching material is definitely not required. If you're fine with all these, then entirely you're okay. You can definitely get above 170 if you're done with these. All right. So coming to the mistakes which you'll have to avoid during self studying. First mistake is don't binge watch any video. Okay. First study the concept by yourself, then go for watching video which you're not able to study on your like by your own. Okay, never binge watch any video at a time. Okay, for concepts which you're not able to understand, go and watch a video, again come back. Number two, don't meddle with too many resources. This again can be, time killing, I should say, because too many resources, like too many cooks, spoil a broth. So don't meddle with too many resources. Just devise your strategy, stick to that. Don't go and, keep on exploring with new books. Okay. Number three, don't forget to attempt test after completion of a unit or chapter. You can either go for chapter wise test, give a test, okay, from there are a lot of websites which offer you test. Okay, mock, you can give a test after completion of a chapter, or a unit. Number four, stick with the theory only, and a lot equal, like, don't stick with the theory alone. For example, in the aim of mastering the concept, for example, let's say thermodynamics, studying NCRT line by line, underlining, and finally not solving any question, it's gonna be totally a loss of time for you. So, depends on the chapter, don't stick with the theory only for physical chemistry and all. Allot equal time for solving sums sums or MCQs. Okay, always, both should be in proportion, both should be proportionate. For physical, lot of sums. For inorganic, lot of theory. Some practice MCQs also. You should never neglect solving MCQs. For organic, lot of sums. If always devise your own strategy and act accordingly. Just because someone says that this book is good, don't buy. See if it suits you, then buy. Then, if nothing is understandable, stick to NCRT alone, solve some MCQs, that's it. Okay, if you're like feeling that some lesson, some chapter is difficult, what you do, study NCRT, have a basic idea, okay, and go for the next lesson, the next lesson, okay, skip the lesson which you're not able to understand. Again, skipping doesn't mean, don't totally entirely, just have some basic idea, solve some MCQs, definitely you'll able to understand whatever lesson you feel that some topic is not understandable. What you do, study the concepts basic thing, have a basic idea, then what you do, go for practicing MCQs. Now you will definitely get like 60% you'll understand. So this is the thing. Then the final statement which I would like to tell you is, it is definitely possible to score 180 in chemistry by self study if you have the grit and determination. So, yeah, so this was my strategy to crack NEET chemistry entirely by self study, by not going to coaching. So, hope it was useful. And if you've got any constructive suggestions, do drop them down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Thank you.